Men are now at a point to where they're walking away and they don't mind being alone. Y'all have messed it up.
Women want the Manosphere banned. They're seeing that men are walking away and not looking back. And now they realize that, hey, it's over. Today's video is from Manhood, and his channel is linked in the description so you can go and check him out. Things are changing and they're changing rapidly. Let's just go ahead and jump right into the video.
A lot of us have messed it up. And like I said, even surprisingly to me, like I was noticing and seeing so many men, like I desire family, I desire commitment, I desire marriage, I desire to have a woman, I want to provide for a woman, take care of a family. Like men have been wanting that. But now you're starting to see more and more men become more and more comfortable with the idea of not having any of that, because men are valuing and desiring their peace over everything else.
A major change is taking place in the dating landscape. They say nice guys finish last. Well, they did finish last, but not the way women expected. Good guys are now sought after, and the good guys are now beginning to walk away. "I cannot date this guy. He is too good for me," were the words you find with numerous modern women after a date, or when they are asked questions about the kind of men they would like to be with. We all agreed that modern women were too damaged. In the last decade, every relationship coach, or anyone who gets to give relationship advice, has always taught men that women don't like good guys. So men had to stop being a Mr. Nice Guy to get a woman.
Call up a guy and say you want to hook up tonight.
Oh, I got a good one.
Can we hang out whenever you get back?
Now you want to hang out?
No, I do, yeah.
No, absolutely not.
I'm gonna go with someone else.
Go.
That's the guy that has had a crush on me since 7th grade.
That's a W Brown.
That's wild, bro. He's been in the friend zone for 7 years and rejects her over the phone. My man.
Now these women are having a meltdown because the good men who women considered the backup plan are now rejecting them. Men are not simping anymore. Good men have realized that these women go and satisfy their youthful thirst and bring all the garbage for them to deal with. Good men are not only rejecting leftover women, but they are also rejecting women who don't have anything to offer. Women who place feminism above traditional women's values. A woman could be pretty, have a nice shape, and still get rejected by the men. Gone are the days when women would say, "I am bringing my body and good sex to the relationship." Men are done listening to that crap, and these women are shocked that men are now holding up their standards.
Excuse me, sir. I have a question.
Okay.
Do you want to go on a date and get naughty together?
No, I'm good.
You don't want to? Not at all?
Nope, sorry.
Okay. Do you want to go on a date and get naughty?
Oh, I'll pass.
Okay. I'm sorry. This is awkward because you rejected me.
Go find someone else.
Okay. Thank you. Rejected.
My man. Rejected easily. And then she calls him awkward. Yikes.
Many women are having a meltdown that they can't find a good man, despite the enormous availability of the kind of men they left the good guys for. I'm talking about Chad and Tyrone now. Good guys have endured endless rejection and heartbreak from women. They were constantly turned down on dates, and even when they managed to secure a relationship, they were often betrayed and cheated on. But here's what's infuriatingly interesting. Throughout this ordeal, men started to evolve, but in ways that diverged drastically. Some men choose to go their way, refusing to change who they are just to find a partner. Meanwhile, many others transformed into the very types of men who seem to succeed, the birth of Chads and Tyrones.
What's up, my guys? Most girls won't admit this, but for your sake, I will. I hate nice guys. So let me help you out. Here are 3 nice guy traits to avoid. Stop sending exclamation points and emojis. Who am I texting? My best girlfriend? You're texting like this because you think it'll make you more relatable. I want a man. You can make me feel comfortable without giving me feminine vibes. Stop putting my needs before yours. Why do you think Chad is getting my attention? Do you think it's because I get what I want every single time I ask him for it? Do you think it's because every time I get upset, he apologizes or buys me something to make me feel better? Do you think it's because he stays home from the gym or his boys' night when I tell him I don't want him to leave?
Guys, essentially women have turned men the men that they've turned men into toxic men. The men that succeed with them now, that were once nice guys, they have conditioned these men to become toxic guys, toxic men. Let me explain what happens when you become like Chad, you become like Tyrone. You begin to lose value as a man. You begin to become the kind of man that other men don't like, don't trust, and don't want around. Guys, no one wants Chad or Tyrone around. Think about it logically. As men, we can attract other men to us. We can have influence over other men by being good men, by being virtuous men, by having qualities and actual characteristics, by being able to discuss sports, or Star Trek, or video games, or real estate, or things that women would traditionally find nerd stuff. We can bring other men to us. But Chad and Tyrone are left out. Guys, you don't see Chad and Tyrone hanging out with the bros. These men are not invited. Where's Chad? Where's Tyrone? They're in the streets. They're brokies. They have no money. Okay? So while women are attracted to these broke boys, the reality is that, men of value and men of virtue don't have time for that. Being a man of value and exhibiting the type of behavior that Chad and Tyrone exhibit don't go hand in hand. This is the reason why I say that women are not attracted to the kinds of men people think. We say Chad and Tyrone, but a lot of the guys that women are attracted to are unattractive men. 100% unattractive men. Guys that are not handsome, guys that are not tall, guys that are not wealthy. In fact, they're brokies. Women will actually take another man's money and give it to these men. Why? Because these are toxic men that are continuously stimulating her emotions and giving her both positive and negative emotions. It's push and pull, push and pull, push and pull. You see, there's such an abundance of good men in Western society that women are desperate for bad men. It's all about scarcity. Think about the logistics here. But what's happening now is that we are beginning to see a scarcity of good men. It's the mouse utopia, where the number of good men are beginning to diminish and grow smaller, and women are gaslighting men like, no, men, don't do this. You need to be virtuous. You need to continue being simps. It's not to take care of a girl is not being a simp. It's being masculine. It's about being a real man. It's about growing up and not being a little boy. These are the same women that post TikToks saying that watching their husbands sleep gives them the icks and they can't stand it. They cannot stand to watch their husband sleep. And they're like, well, my husband, when I sleep, it doesn't bother him. But when I see him sleep, it just makes me disgusted, because that's how much they dislike you as a man. They only see you as an ATM. They only want you for your attention, your time, and your money. They don't even want to see you rest. They want to see you work and work and work and work until you're done, until you control alt delete. And then they basically pick anything that's left at the bone, throw the rest away, and then rinse and repeat. This is how much they dislike you. This is how much they don't like you. You would not treat someone that way, that you actually like. The way women treat us and take advantage of us, the way we're told that we have to do this and all these different things for her to like us, that's trying to buy someone's love and affection. Take it, guys. We don't live in the 1920s and 1930s anymore, where women did not work. So it was normal and customary for a man to pay for the date, because a woman did not have disposable income of her own. Today, women have just as much disposable income as men, and many of them are out earning men. We know this, that women in their 20s out earn men in their 20s, and it's been like that since at least the 1990s. Although, according to people like Thomas Sowell, it's been going on since the 1970s. So it's crazy. By the way, guys, if you're enjoying the content, consider subscribing to my newsletter for my personal thoughts and insights. There's a link to it in the description of the video. And join the Angry Guy community over on Locals. You can check it out by going to angrygalaxy.com. It's linked in the description of the video. And you can go support us and get access to exclusive content on our Locals community. Guys, it's crazy what's happened with modern women. They kept on pushing and pushing and pushing, and now they're seeing the consequences coming forward and the consequences manifesting. They chose this for themselves. They kept doing this. They kept pushing and pushing and pushing, and their belief was that men would always want them because they are the gatekeepers of physical intimacy. But what they don't want to admit is that men are the gatekeepers of the relationship. This is the reason why the woman celebrates when the man asks her to marry him, because she's the one winning. The man is the prize. You have to understand that women don't even take it into consideration. They basically look at men as success machines. If you're not successful, then you have no value unless you're a Chatter Tyrone or Little Poncho. And I talk about Little Poncho for a reason, because Little Poncho, he's not very handsome. He's not fit. He's not wealthy. But this is the man that they love. They love Little Poncho. They love Little Poncho. Why? Because he makes their heart beat. Because he gives them a steady shift of emotions. Because he's toxic. He's toxic. All right? He's like a drug to them. Him and his brother Sancho. That, and they both know how to lay down pipe. You have to think about this very carefully. If all you do is mess around, then you're going to become very good at messing around. As men, we spend so much of our lives having to work on ourselves and develop ourselves, grinding, creating, and all of these things. We don't have the time to be out there in the streets. We don't have the time to learn how to do this position and that position and go with the strokes and the rhythms and all of this other crap. Okay? No, we can't clap it like Little Poncho. We're not as skilled as Chad and Tyrone, because while they were out there, getting it on, we were busy learning calculus. We were busy learning how to code. We were busy working as construction workers or cleaning out septic tanks, building our business, or delivering packages for UPS. Or overseas in the military in some really hot country, bringing some freedom and developing our military career while sacrificing our bodies doing it. We didn't have that time. We didn't have that luxury. This is why I've said plenty of times to you. Sometimes you see these old black guys or these old white guys, and they're homeless, and you're like, you don't know, how did they end up there? And the truth is that the reason why they ended up homeless, this is Chad, these are Chads and Tyrones. This is where it ends up, all right? They spent their entire lives on the streets. So where do you think they're going to end up retiring? On the streets. Because they never developed themselves as men. Do you think these guys are building up a 401k? Securing a pension? Investing in stocks? Getting dividends? Buying properties? And earning a return on them? Come on. These are men who spent their entire lives messing around, and now they're finding out later in life when there's nothing there for them. And it's too late. It's too late. They spent their entire life screwing around. So now they're home. They're old, they're homeless, and they're worn out from all the partying, all the drinking, all the substances. and there's nothing they can do about it. So they're out there in the streets and they're out there messing around and acting like, just like things happen in life, and I just had some hardships. And bro, you are lazy. All right, you were out there for decades running around with women, and you got old, and now there's nothing for you to do. You can't live that life anymore. You have nothing to fall back on. All your family is gone, or the ones that you have left, they want to have nothing to do with you. Guys, women want the manosphere banned because men are putting this knowledge out there for other men now, and it's changing the world around us. It's making men realize that the more that a woman says that you need to spend on her, the less she actually likes you. When you go overseas, women, Soraya talked about this. Women will buy you drinks. Women will approach you. Women will compete for your attention and for your time. They will compete for you. They will fight for you. Women in Western society were told, never compete for men. Never fight over a man. Okay? You don't fight for men, you replace men. They are replaceable. This is what they were taught, that men will come to you. The world will come to you. The only thing that you need to bring is your presence, and they should be grateful for that. Women were elevated to a status of essentially false gods. And now this is the reality where they can't provide for themselves. They're realizing that the state is not able to provide everything that they need. They opted out of motherhood, believing that, the state would subsidize everything. And now they're getting older, and that's not the case. Women of previous generations, they have Social Security. Some of them have pensions. And even then, a lot of them are still having to return to the workforce in their 70s and even 80s. What do you think modern women are going to do, guys? Where do you think a lot of women are going to be in 10 years? Gen X women who went down this path, especially with AI replacing all of these jobs and the creator economy being here. You think these women are going to suddenly learn how to code, especially when a lot of those jobs are going to be wiped out, or they're going to transition to AI and learn prompt engineering? Come on. They're trying to enter into their soft guy era now, soft girl era now, correction. Soft guy era is men basically prioritizing themselves. Soft girl era, see, it's always different, is women living in lives of luxury and comfort while being subsidized by the nice guy, the high value nice guy, while pretending to be feminine, riding off into the sunset. Like, how crazy does that actually sound? After all the women's empowerment and Miss Independent, now they're like in their 30s and 40s, sometimes even 50s. They're gonna go and find that millionaire. Jesus is gonna bring the guy to them, and he's gonna give them a comfortable life of luxury for the rest of their lives, comfort and luxury, because they're worth it, and that's what Jesus wants for them. Guys, what do you think regarding all of this? Women want the Manosphere banned. Let me know your thoughts, and we'll talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA, men walking away. And cheers.